Again, from PDP today, PDP appeals court judgment on a Edo governorship primary. Can you imagine? The case that Philip Shaibu already won at the Federal High Court Abuja, it is now that they are appealing it. And instead of taking action against Philip Shaibu, they are suspending Dan Obe at a national level. PDP is a mistaken party, I'm telling you. The People Democratic Party, PDP, has appealed the Federal High Court judgment that invalidated its gubernatorial primaries in Edo State. The appeal was filed at the Court of Appeal Abuja Division on Tuesday. Okay, that was yesterday. So the party alleged that judgment that declared the primary election that produced Aso Iwodalo as its candidate is invalid. Okay, that judgment actually is somehow. So the appeal is based on 25 grounds, arguing that the lower court's decision was against the weight of evidence. PDP contended that it conducted a valid three-man ad hoc ward congress on February 4th, and the respondents did not participate. So the party maintained that its candidate was duly elected by the ad hoc delegates who participated in the primary election. So the Federal High Court had declared the primary election invalid, stating that PDP excluded 378 elected ward delegates from participating, violating its constitution and electoral guidelines. The court ordered the party to include the excluded delegates in the primary election. So PDP argued that the trial court erred in granting relief to the respondents and misapprehended their case. So the party seeks to set aside the judgment and affirm the primary election, can you imagine, that produced Aso Iwodalo as its gubernatorial candidate. The respondents in the appeal include Kevin Mohammed, Gabriel Okodua, Ede Raho Osagi, Independent National Electoral Commission, and PDP officials. These are the respondents, can you imagine? So what we're seeing here is that the PDP had a three-man Congress that elected Aso Iwodalo. Can you imagine? And excluded 378 people. No wonder the Federal High Court in Abuja nullified that primaries. So now the PDP is now challenging that judgment from the Federal High Court that awarded victory and justice to Philip Shaibu, that the primaries were in shambles and were just a house birthday party and not a primaries. So now the PDP has now produced 25 grounds why their governorship primaries should be sustained and upheld rather than being nullified by the court. So they are not challenging the court judgment, saying that the Federal High Court made the judgment in error. How did you do that? That's the question. Because what I say is that they excluded 378 ward delegates that should have been part of that primaries. And I'm sure all of these delegates must have followed Shaibu. Hey, no wonder Shaibu is fighting hard to ensure that he doesn't lose completely. So the question now is, now that they have challenged the court at the Federal Court of Appeal in Abuja Division, so what is going to happen? Because we're thinking is that by virtue of that Federal High Court judgment, the other PDP will be ordered to conduct another primaries effective immediately, or will be excluded from the governorship election that is coming 21st of September 2024, so that it will become two-pronged or two-horse race between APC and Labour Party, excluding PDP. But now, rather than getting those instructions to do either of both, they are now, PDP is challenging the judgment at the appeal court. So we'll see what appeal court will say. Normally, appeal court will look at the judgment from the lower court, and if they are not satisfied, they can, I'm sure they might get up to the Supreme Court as well. I don't, now wow. So with what is happening, PDP is obviously in shambles. And rather than handling this case and to a logical conclusion, they are doing something else, suspending Dan Obe from PDP temporarily at the national level. Meanwhile, Philip Shaibu and Egbede Hama are doing anti-party activities. They are not able to suspend them. Mwike is practically destroying the party. They are not able to suspend him. So it's that not be that they have power over. Quite unfortunate. So now what we are seeing here is that Philip Shaibu is still jubilating anyway. So I don't know how that case is going to go at the Court of Appeal. But as at now, what PDP is saying that Aso Ighodalo is still their authentic flag bearer in their party, and they are not going to change that. That court judgment will not affect their flag bearer and their participation in the forthcoming governorship election. Wonder shall never end in PDP, I'm telling you. No wonder some people are saying that PDP is a dead party. It's obviously a dead party. Mwike is destroying it. The center cannot hold anymore. The National Working Committee and the National Executive Council, or rather National Executive Committee, are in the pocket of Mwike. Atiku is floating up and down, cannot put the party together. So now, Philip Shaibu has started destroying the party too at the Edo State level. In fact, as I speak, Philip Shaibu and Dan Obey are the wiki of Edo State right now, because they have decided while Philip Shaibu is saying that they robbed him of the governorship primaries, and therefore is fighting to ensure that the primaries or PDP loses completely. He now collapsed all the structure to support APC and Monde Pebolo. Dan Obe and the PDP legacy group in Edo State are saying that they cannot support Aso Ighodalo because of Obaseki's high-handedness and not compensating people that helped him to become the governor of the state on the platform of PDP. When he was frustrated in APC, he ran to PDP and people received him and helped him, but he's now doing his own thing. So with all of this put together, I can see that PDP is in a bigger trouble. PDP is in a bigger trouble. Even this one that are challenging this judgment against their primaries at the appeal court, I don't see them getting justice. I'm telling you, if care is not taken, like I said earlier, the governorship election in Edo State will be a two-horse race between the APC and Labour Party. And I'm sure APC is working very hard at the back end to ensure that PDP is frustrated in Edo State so that they can now face the race with the Labour Party. And they are also having a kind of confidence because of the federal might and federal backing that they will win that election against the Labour Party. This one now, what I'm telling you. So I don't know whether I would say shame to PDP for the way they're handling everything. Trouble in Edo State, trouble in River State, trouble at the national. They can't even do their national congress to elect a new chairman, and they say they can rule Nigeria. Now, PDP is gone. PDP gone. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment over this action of PDP challenging the judgment against their primaries in Edo State.